Yo.
What up? What up?
Yo, what up, man? What's good with you, brother?
Man, listen. It's another day, sir. Another wonderful day. You know, working, working out, trying to eat this damn dinner.
Nice, nice. I feel you. What's the temperature looking like out there in Florida, man? It's been a little cool in Colorado. Today was actually nice. It was like 73-ish, but we've been getting like 40s and 50s out here already.
Right now it's 82.
Nice, nice.
They're
So
talking
yeah,
about it might rain
nice.
again tonight.
Oh yeah,
Again.
yeah. So you guys are still getting like that good like summertime weather. I'm
Yeah.
already getting that fall stuff already, and
Mm,
I'm
well,
here for it. I like the cooler weathers, not cold, cool.
this is fall time for Florida. So huh.
Right, right. Nah, I dig it. I dig it.
Mhm.
What's on the agenda? Scotty in the build. What up, Scotty?
What up, Scotty?
What's on the agenda for food? Since you said you're trying to get this dinner down, what you eating?
Chipotle,
Ooh, what'd you get?
the steak,
Did they
rice.
did they skimp out? Did they skimp out? Give it like a half a scoop and all?
Nah,
Nah, they
nah.
did you
They
right.
had they had somebody different working the counter, so
Okay, all right.
she was heavy handed with the scoop.
Nice, nice. That's
You
good. That's
know?
good because I've been hearing people complain about that. I'm like, come on,
Yeah,
man.
they be doing that bullshit,
Like,
bro.
like hook me up.
I be seeing these motherfuckers scoop and then they'll shake the spoon and
Yeah,
then
shake
put
it
it in
off
there.
and kind
Nah,
of.
hell nah, bro.
Not put. He said, put all that steak on there.
Like, yeah, like you getting a bonus for giving less. Like, what you getting for giving me less?
Nah,
Absolutely nothing.
that's classic. That's good stuff.
Fuck out of here, bro. Stop.
Man, that's a little triggering, huh? He was like, nah, man, don't be
Yeah, but they
don't
be
be
doing
leveling off that spoon.
for as much as they be charging, bro. Come on.
Oh man, no, like real talk. I've noticed kind of like a shift, even in like restaurants. Like Amanda and I will be out at a restaurant, and like I drink a lot of water, so I don't drink
Mhm.
sodas, whatever. So and I don't drink alcohol, so I order water pretty much every night, and I have to ask for a straw. I'll be like, excuse me, may I have a straw? Like, may I have some napkins? It's almost like I gotta ask for stuff that should be like a given. And I've noticed like even in fast food places they don't leave the straws out. The what do you call it? Like the beverage machine. Like it's behind the counter
Oh,
now. It's no longer like serve
really?
yourself, and it's people are taking
Well, that's
shortcuts. I've
because,
been noticing that
well,
the fountain
that's
drinks. I
because
mean, yeah,
people will go in, ask for a water cup,
and get
and then
sodas and
get
yeah,
soda. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So,
So now the fountain machine is behind the counter. They don't have it like just out to the public, and I'm like, wow. They don't just have napkins sitting out anymore. You gotta ask the cashier, like, "May I have some napkins?" And I'm like, man, the ketchup used to be sitting. So at least I can see the sauces, but at least they would have ketchup sitting out. Salt and pepper packets. Maybe they have like some forks, knives, and spoons, and some straws and napkins sitting out. Now Chipotle still leaves it sitting out, but other places, man, like they've been tight, tight with
bro,
it, been tight with it.
bro,
Mandy
they be.
Pandy in the bill. What up, Mandy?
What up, Mandy?
What up?
Bro, the worst is people be recording themselves doing this nonsense, though. They
Drawing too
record
much
themselves
attention.
asking for a water cup
Yeah,
and then
too much
getting
attention.
soda. Yeah, like,
Yeah, like beating the system and recording it. Like, hey y'all, yep.
mhm,
Yo, I love In and Out. What up, AK? Yeah, man, I love me some In and Out, man.
speaking
And
of beating the system.
right,
Mm.
right, and In and Out, they actually have like a ketchup dispenser. You know what I mean? So you actually fill up the, like the little paper cups or whatever. I do you know what's funny about In and Out Burger? In and Out reminds me a lot of like White Castles. It's either you love it or you hate it. There's like no middle ground. I've heard people say they love In and Out, which I do. The other people's like, yo, I hate it. It's
I ain't
weird,
never
but
had In and Out.
oh man, it's a simple, easy,
Yes.
good burger. It's just simple, good burger, and the prices are right. The prices are right. Like
I
I've
don't
had.
eat.
pause. I love
I
me
don't
some
eat the
Five
burger.
Guys, but
Hmm.
the food is great. But bro, you spend like $20 by the time for one person just to get a burger and fries and a drink.
Five Guys be piling that shit on now.
They do take an extra cup of fries and they throw it in the bag.
Uh,
They do feed you, but it's expensive. Oh, the food is good. The food is good, but man, they gonna tax you. John in the bill. What up, John?
what up?
What
Oh,
up?
that kind of sucks, dude. Fuck.
What's up, Jay?
It just won't let me. It won't let me post my thumbnail. I had a pretty
thumb-
dope thumbnail, but
Yeah,
Go
because
after
you
it.
already jumped in. But Jay, if you leave and throw your thumbnail on, you can come right back in. If you really want to throw your thumbnail on there,
you
Just
said
or
leave
throw
right
it-
now.
Or
like
throw it
like
on.
like if you back out, obviously but if you back out, you can throw your thumbnail in
But-
and just jump right back in.
Hold on one second. They're not going to see your thumbnail until after the live stream anyway.
Okay.
So you might as well
mean-
just throw it on afterwards.
That is true. Yeah, that is true. Because right now they're just gonna see us, you know what I mean, talking live.
Right.
Yeah.
That is true. So, yeah, that's a good point, Lou. That's a good point. Okay,
I like
Lou coming through.
Lou coming through.
Okay,
Facts.
King Midas in the bill. What up, King?
What up?
What up, King?
Shout out to everybody who's tapped in. Shout out.
I'm ready whenever you gentlemen know. I mean, I'm on y'all time. You feel me?
Bro, we already live.
Oh yeah. We live right now.
Okay, well.
We was BSing waiting for you.
He
Oh
said,
well, I mean, nobody told me.
he said, well, okay, well, nah, Jay, the peoples can see you right here, right now.
Hello,
Right now,
mateys.
right
Look, hello, mateys.
now.
Hello, mateys.
The only
like,
thing
like
is,
no lie, chat. You'll really have to see like behind the scenes what we be doing even before we press this live button. Jay is always hitting us with some vocals. He's always Jay. Look, Jay's always singing. He's always singing something. He'll make a song out of anything.
Hey, you ain't lying about that one, man. You know what I'm
Perp
saying? You ain't
Hayes
lying
in the-
about that.
Perp, what up, Perp?
He called me powder.
damn.
Dang, he called you power.
Hey.
Hey, Jay, are you streaming right now? Because King might have said you're not live on your channel.
He is.
Yep,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
live. I'm live, family. I'm live.
All right, cool. People shouting out perp in the build.
What
Per.
up, Perp?
Let's get to it.
Yeah, sir. Yeah, I want me some water. Yeah.
Bruh. I ain't gonna lie, I needed that. I needed that agua.
You had to wet that whistle.
Whoa.
Mm.
Whoa. Salute, King. Salute, brother.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody who's tapped in. Do us a favor. Double tap that screen. Show us a little bit of love. You know we love kicking it with y'all. So just tap that like button. It goes a long way. We appreciate you. Straight up. We appreciate you. Jay just showed us that crazy finger game. Just that wicked finger. Boom.
Well, according to where your kicks, I needed some assistance. You know what I'm saying? So I guess I had to take 2.5 pounders and work on my my game.
Hey,
He said 2.5 pounders. Like whoop, 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 whoop.
whatever it take.
He said whatever
Whatever
it
it
takes. He said,
Oh my
Whatever it take.
you got to get them tendons and them ligaments strong.
Woo. That
Oh,
boy said blood flow.
Yeah, look.
Nah, I like it. So, fellas, what do we have on the agenda today? Well,
Man.
I think there's an elephant in the room that a lot of people have been addressing, and I think it's only right for us to speak on it.
You want to dive right in? You want to dive right in?
I didn't hear you. Say that again.
You want to
That's
dive
the only
right
way. That's the only way to do it, really. Why
Oh.
take your time?
in?
He said you don't put a toe in the water. You cannonball.
You want to dive right in?
My
Mm.
God, look, my guy.
Cannonball.
Mm.
Bro, 2,100 pairs.
Oh, that's
2,100 pairs.
Oh, that's not-
Now here's the crazy part: is when you read the police report, how many different law enforcement agencies were involved in this is wild work. Because me and Jay were looking at it yesterday.
Mhm.
It's like 7 different law enforcement agencies involved in this.
Yes.
This is the wild part.
It was a collaboration, but like, honestly, just the mere fact that I'm looking at this title and it says including 2,100 pairs of unreleased sneakers, and then I'm looking at some cave stones, I'm already winking at this like, huh?
So you know what? But I'm chat. We don't know. Listen, we don't know everything, but here's my assumption, Mr. Think, that this could have been snagged well before the release of the kicks. You know what I'm saying? And then it just so happens to be at that particular location. That's probably
Okay.
You know what I
Because
mean?
I'm already looking at this picture like cave stones.
Yeah, but how many? Look how many resellers had early pairs of cave stones.
Right. Yep.
You know, Unbreakable Kicks had cave stones.
For sure.
Fine Line 1721 had cave stones. Jay the Secret Guy had cave stones. Drama Danger, he had cave stones. Like, bro.
No
So,
doubt.
You want me to read this real quick?
Yes, sir.
This is the
give
report.
Give us a little commentary.
Yep.
All right, so this is
the Vin Diesel
official. This is the official report from Los Angeles County Police Department. It says here, title: 500,000 in stolen Nike goods recovered by LAPD cargo theft unit. On Thursday, October 2nd, 2025, detectives from the Los Angeles Police Department's Commercial Crimes Division Cargo Theft Unit, in collaboration with the Union Pacific Railroad Police, Los Angeles Port Police, Los Angeles World Airport Police, and the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office, Bureau of Investigation, served a warrant in the 1700 block of Stewart Street in Santa Monica. During the operation, detectives recovered an estimated $500,000 worth of stolen train cargo, including unreleased Nike shoes and clothing. The suspect, Adil Shams, 34 years old, of Los Angeles, was arrested at the scene. Shams owns Cool Kicks, a popular online store specializing in the reselling of limited edition sneakers and apparel. Detectives discovered over 2,100 pairs of stolen Nike shoes and 150 cartons of various Nike clothing inside the business. Shams was booked at the LAPD Metropolitan Detention Center for receiving stolen property, California Penal Code 496A, under booking number 7102352. And then, of course, it says this investigation is still ongoing and more arrests are expected.
What up, Rob T? So, Mr. Think, and where are your kicks?
What up?
Yes, the obvious at the end does say, hey, they're going to be looking for pretty much potential other suspects involved for arrest. But chat, when I look at this, to me, this is there's an undertone code to this, right? I think also what they're saying is not only because of this situation, but they're taking a deep dive across all sneaker like reselling. When it comes to reselling, they're going to be investigating a lot of people in terms of how are you able to have pallets on top of pallets of pairs of these unreleased kicks. And I kind of wanted to know you guys' thought on how I'm seeing this as written. Yes, it's written as they're going to look more into the situation, but I think what they're saying is broad. It's more than just this particular situation.
That sounds pretty accurate.
You want to take it first, Mr. Thank, or you want me to go ahead?
No, go ahead. I'm listening.
All right. I'll put you like this. This is something we've all been wondering. Is how is it these fools get these early pairs? Now, our suspicion has always been it's come from the manufacturer. It's coming from Nike. It's coming from ASICS. It's coming from Adidas, right? It's coming from them. What's interesting is the Railroad Authority was involved in this investigation. Now, we all know, we heard a couple months back of all these trains that was getting hit, right?
Facts.
And they don't know what happened to those pairs. So the thing is we saw a picture of some cave stones. We don't know when they got those cave stones. That's number one. Number two, who knows what else they have in here that they have early. Like this picture I showed. Like, look at these. 2 pallets worth. 3 pallets worth. That's a lot. that they got up in there, like pallets, bro. And that's how you get them when they come off the truck. So who bringing truckloads to a resale store like this? Not only that, you got to think about this too. For all those agencies to hit them at once, I can't see this being like a 2-week long investigation they did, and then they just decided to raid these fools at the time that they did it. I feel like this has been investigated for a while because we know. Look at what happened last year when the Nike distribution centers was getting hit in Memphis. Remember, the employees were fighting them off with broomsticks and all that nonsense, bro, because of how many robberies were happening.
Correct.
The train heists that have been going on, which I already mentioned already. Like, there's been so much theft going on out here, especially when it comes to the sneaker stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we don't know when we buying off like GOAT, StockX, and all these places. You know how a lot of times they had early pairs too. They had early pairs of 85 highs. Yep. They had early pairs of these Tokyos. They had early pairs of the Unions. They had early pairs. Every shoe out there, bro, they had early pairs that they was already selling from the platform prior to release day.
Yep.
Right. So where'd they come from? Where'd those come from?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure. For sure.
Mr. Think?
Solid points. Definitely solid points. Now, legally speaking, I'm not really sure of the legality behind the purchase of stolen goods. Whether it's, it can be certain verbiage that needs to be made or not made during the course of a sale. Let me just prove a point. You guys were there when I picked up my Pine Green SB4s, right? I was the last one to get them. I was very happy. I picked those up at Fort Lauderdale. When I made this purchase, at least to me, was on, with the understanding of, like, in good faith of, this is a real shoe. You know what I mean? I did pick up a used pair or whatever, but I didn't verbally ask them, is this pair a stolen pair? And no, it's not. Like did I verify that with the seller? Of course not, right? So I do wonder, number one, I do know how the law works, right? Because ignorance of the law kind of like isn't an excuse. So just because you say, well, I didn't know, it doesn't necessarily negate the fact that a crime hasn't occurred. It just means that, it's almost like speeding in a 45, and like, I didn't know it was 45. I thought it was 60. So just because you didn't know didn't mean that it negates the law. So I do understand that part. But I do kind of wonder, from a buyer's perspective, is it a buyer's responsibility to ask said questions if a person did come to you with a offer or a business deal, to say, hey, I have a pallet of whatever shoe? Is it the buyer's responsibility to be like, how did you get a pallet of these shoes? Where did these shoes come from? Is it that buyer's responsibility to kind of dig that deep into it? Or, you know what I mean? It's like, hey, person said they got a pallet of legit shoes. I purchased a pallet of legit shoes. What's the problem? I'm trying to figure out, like, where that balance is at. If that makes sense.
So, Mr. Think, you definitely know this, what I'm about to say. You don't know what I'm about to say, but I know you're going to say, yes, you're correct. So let's just say, for example, we go to a resale shop, right? And we purchase an item, right? And let's just say, in good faith, the resale shop honestly did not know this pair of kicks was stolen, right? What can happen, chat, is, they can track down this item, right? And then they can go to the resale shop and say, okay, who did you sell this item to? Okay. And if that item can be tracked, right, the investigators can come to your house and they can say, hey, we know you purchased this kick from sneaker store A. Give us the shoes. Why do I say that, chat? Because that shoe is evidence. Mm-hmm. And what that means is, chat, when they take that shoe, it's theirs. You're not in trouble because you did not know that this was a stolen good. If they can track down their stolen good to build a case against whomever the person was, or it could be the resale shop itself, whatever the case may be, right? So with that being said, like I pose this question to you guys, like this is multiple questions, really. Are you, because of this situation and because all of the questions that everybody has talked about in terms of how are all these individuals getting all these pairs 3-4 months ahead of time, are you still willing to buy early kicks now? That's the first question I'm gonna ask y'all. Y'all understand where I'm going with this, right? Mm-hmm. Are you guys still willing to buy early pairs? Mr. Think?
Man, that's a tough one because in theory, I guess in practicality, an early pair is technically an unofficial release pair. So by Nike or any other brand, right? Whatever it is. So in let me just flat out say it. I don't want to chew up my words. In reality, it's wrong. I don't know if it's wrong legally, but it's whoever's releasing this product early is not supposed to be doing it. So the answer is it's wrong. That's the final answer. If I had a hookup or if I had a plug or whatever we're gonna call it in order to acquire, a legit shoe, because obviously I don't want to be rocking a UA. But if I do have that opportunity to acquire, said shoe because I have a hookup, I got a plug or whatever, would I necessarily turn it down? I mean, I don't think I would, personally. Maybe I would go along the lines of acquiring the shoe and not broadcasting it until it releases. But at least I know I got a pair locked in, if that makes sense. Yeah. I would be a little bit strategic about how I would move. But, would I necessarily turn down that connect? Probably not.
Okay.
Probably.
Where your kicks? I'm sorry, Mr. Thing. I'm sorry.
No, I was good.
Okay, my bad.
I mean, here's the thing. Especially when it comes to like the Jordan 1s. How many Jordan 1s have we seen early on like GOAT and StockX under retail before release day that we went out and copped? A couple of them. I always wonder where or how they have them on there. Now, granted, someone put it out there, right, that technically until release day, Nike, in a sense, still owns the merchandise, even though the merchandise was purchased to be sold in the retail store at that wholesale price or whatever. Like, the thing is, we don't necessarily know how it works. We don't. It's all speculation as far as how it works. But we have seen places like Snipes. We've seen places like DTLR, quote unquote, accidentally release a shoe early, all to then have to cancel the orders.
Cancel it, yeah.
Right? And then come release day, then they can finally release them. We've seen that happen plenty of times. Okay? The only people, I guess, allowed to release a shoe early is going to be Nike themselves or whatever, or ASICS or whoever, right? But we know Nike will do like them early shock drops a couple weeks before the quote-unquote official release day. Or if it's a collab, the collaborator will have their release day that obviously has to be authorized by Nike. And then a couple weeks later, Nike will usually have a release of their own on the sneakers app. So how this necessarily works, we only know it from what it is we can see. As far as these individuals out here that constantly have early pairs, like some of them I mentioned earlier, like if more than likely, when you think about it now, when you really think about it, how they're getting them is probably not legal. Probably not.
I
Like
agree with that.
right now, like the person we could talk about because he puts it out there himself through his quote unquote resale university is Sniper Kicks. Like he was recording himself in the Foot Locker, grabbing a bunch of shoes, saying, "Guys, sign up for my class. I'll teach you how to buy these in bulk for $40, $50 under retail prior to release day." So where's he getting them from? You know, who's his plug that he's getting these shoes in bulk from?
Are you still there, Warrior Kicks?
No, I'm here. I'm listening.
Okay. I was making sure I wasn't interrupting. So I'm gonna be honest with you guys, right? You mentioned Warrior Kicks. When you have third parties, right, such as StockX, GOAT, Flight Club, right, Poison Cell Kicks as well, right? Whatever, Kicks Cruise, right? All these entities get early pairs. So when we think about certain things, maybe behind the scenes, these brands are giving them pairs, right? Because they're getting it at whatever rate, and then they can go ahead and sell it on the resale market. Or like you said, sometimes people hit on shock drops, and guess what? They want to sell a click, which is fine. So what I'm saying is, am I still going to get early pairs, right? I'm going to still go after early pairs, but it's not like I go after early pairs a lot. But the reason why, because I'm a sneaker YouTuber. Like, this is like my job to give you guys the latest and greatest as quickly as possible, right? Can't do it all the time, but maybe sometimes. But the scary matter is that when we trust these third party apps or these third party resale shops, we really truly don't know where we're getting the pairs from. Let's just keep it a beam. We don't. So is it we are not at fault because we are assuming that, hey, these entities are selling these pairs, that they're good pairs, right? Of course, yes, check your pairs to make sure they're legit, but we're really talking about, is it stolen goods? Because we don't really necessarily know if these brands are giving out early pairs, who's backdooring. But at the end of the day, Mr. Think, to your point, you said it absolutely right. You go to a certain store, and then guess what? They got back doors going out, right? Technically, it is wrong. You're not supposed to do that. You're not. But it happens. Chat, this is nothing new under the sun. Only thing why this is being highlighted so crazy is because, for one, Cool Kicks is very famous. Just be honest. They're famous. They're popular. And they got caught with a lot of quote unquote supposedly innocent until proven guilty 2,100 pairs worth $500,000 to include articles of clothing that supposedly are stolen, because it did say in that report Union Pacific Railroad, I think, or Union Railroad.
Yes. To that effect, yes. Railroad Authority.
Thank you. Thank you for being more direct. Thank you. I appreciate that, right? So that means what? Some type of railroad heist has occurred. And so these 7 different entities, these task force, they know something. And so when I look at it in terms of a popular brand, a popular company, a popular individual that a lot of people put faith and trust in, bought a lot of pairs from this individual. Don't mean, listen, he could be 100% innocent, y'all. So I'm not knocking anybody at all.
Right.
But it goes to say is that when you are such a heavy influencer on people who never bought, but they're watching your videos, this can take a hit in the sneaker community. Salute to your family, Jay. Salute. This can take a major hit. Give me 30 more seconds. If you guys notice, YouTube has also said they expressed that, well, not YouTube itself, but a lot of content creators across the board, just even out the sneaker realm, that viewership is down. I can guarantee you this, as a sneaker YouTuber, viewership is down. Some people are still going up. Most views are going down.
Yeah, sneaker content's down.
So go ahead, say it. I can hear you.
No, I was saying sneaker content is down as a whole.
Yeah, it's down. So this takes a major hit on our community, because now those new sneakerheads are born every day. And now what's going on right now, they could be sitting back like, Dad, you know what? Maybe this ain't something I really want to be a part of. And that's it.
Can I real quick, Mr. Think?
Yes, sir.
Real quick. All right. So 2 things. One, to J Muro's point, yes. And here's why. To be honest with you, I saw another YouTuber put a video out about this situation, and they said, if you have a bunch of pairs already out there in the market that people are, for whatever reason, paying over retail for to have early, that's actually part of the reason why you're seeing a lot of these shoes sitting, because a lot of people that would have just bought it retail, which doesn't make any kind of sense at all, to be honest with you, as to why they're paying what they're paying to have a shoe that is just sitting around on the shelf early, but that's a whole other conversation. Secondly, the interesting thing is that some other YouTube pointed out, another one, was that the content that the people from Cool Kicks have been putting out since they made this, it's mainly focused on the fact that they keep talking about how they don't sell fake shoes. They're so focused on the fake part, and they kind of glaze over the fact that you got a bunch of stolen merchandise, apparently. The main thing, if you go through and look at a lot of the videos and clips and stuff from the Cool Kicks people, watch it. A lot of it's talking about, we don't sell fakes. We don't sell fakes. We don't sell fakes. Doesn't say they shit ain't stolen. It's just, we don't sell fakes.
Right.
Go ahead, Mr. Think.
I wanted to say 2 things. Highlight Rob T. You already did it. 723. Rob T. And then I want to make a statement about StockX and GOAT, just in case if I forget. So Rob T, I do agree with that, and that was the reason why I said if I was able to acquire like an early pair, I'd probably wait until release day, knowing that I got my pair secured, I got it locked in. I mean, whatever, I got a pair in the bag, but maybe I won't be all over. Yo, I got an early pair, an early release sneak peek with a man. Maybe I won't be making that video. I'll still wait to release day, knowing that I've already secured a pair. You know what I mean, or I already got one in hand, or whatever the case is. To your point, because that can actually probably open up a can of worms that you indirectly don't even know that you're involved in. You know what I mean? I also wanted to get this point out. So now, at what point will these other third party, like these resellers, the Flight Club, StockX, GOAT, whatever you use to buy, your pairs from, at what point will they, if they even do, crack down on them to say, hey, you need to, I guess, watch what products are going up for sale on your site, because you shouldn't be condoning, the release of stolen goods, if that makes sense, You know what I mean? Like, I know you guys are checking it for authenticity to see if it's legit or not, but you shouldn't even have this shoe. You shouldn't have these Gamma 11s on your website if the shoe's not released yet.
King Midas, it's the economy's fault. Dollar's losing its value every day. So when somebody calls and tells you they got a juicy deal, it's not easy to turn it down.
I agree. I mean,
So, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, to King Midas's point, GOAT is making changes. They are shutting down some of their European spots. And for the shoes that they took in on cosign, they're sending them back to the owners. So
Okay.
this, what's been going on right now as far as distribution and value and stuff, like it's it's having an effect.
Yep.
It's definitely having an effect.
Right. Right.
Well, I like that. I do want to say this, man. I do want to say this to you guys, right? You mentioned GOAT. We know that GOAT has a deal with Nike. Is that fair to say?
I thought GOAT was owned by Foot Locker.
No, I said a deal.
What?
Here you go.
Because of the Oregon Ducks?
My man. So they have some type of deal with Nike because, hey, on Black Friday, we're only going to release this sneaker is only released on GOAT. So there's some type of deal going on, right? And so to your point, you know what I mean? Maybe there's things, like we said, we don't know behind the scenes, or maybe there's things that these brands are talking to these certain organizations to say, hey, man, if you guys are getting early pairs, we're about to stop this. Where's it coming from? Or Chad, even think about this. Maybe when these early pairs kick in to GOAT, StockX, whatever the case may be, right? Maybe they're getting these SKU numbers, and Nike is running them to make sure to see if they're not stolen, to figure out how did they get them. Because let's be honest, right? We've talked about this 1,000 times with all these brands, these sneaker brands releasing kicks early, right? I mean, like super early. It's got to be an inside job. It has to be if these organizations, because it's just not Nike, y'all. We always say Nike, but it's just not Nike. It's every single brand. So let's get off the Nike train and let's just talk about all brands as a whole, right? I'm talking about Louis Vuitton. I'm talking about all of them, right? Okay, Balenciaga. I'm talking about all of them. So it's clearly either A, if it's not an inside job that's going on, then B, these brands are releasing pairs early to whomever for whatever reason. And so when I think about and look at it, that they could be absolutely scanning these codes when they come in, because Nike has a deal with GOAT. Any Nike product that comes in, scan them, and it might go to Nike and say, nope, it's good to go. We got to figure out how to, here we go. This came off, I don't know, train B from this date. So there's a lot of stuff that goes on when you have several different task forces that are doing a collaboration together to crack down on stolen goods. That tells me that they've been tracking certain things for a long time. Let's not forget about the Cherry 11s, right? When those Cherry 11s got snagged off like a ton of pairs off that train leaving Memphis. Y'all remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Remember Nike did have a statement saying, hey, we're going to find these pairs. And guess what? For some weird reason, they were not on all these other platforms. And guess what? Cherry 11 started showing up on platforms for resale, and people was going on Facebook selling kicks. Do y'all not remember that?
I remember they paused. I think GOAT and StockX paused all sales on that shoe.
Yep, the Cherry 11. I remember that
For a short time, right?
Correct.
but when that entire halt came to influence to say, hey, open up the floodgates, guess what the people did? Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Mm-hmm.
So don't think the items that we have in our house are not being tracked. Is my main point. And I know Purple definitely want to jump in this joint right here. Salute to you, Jay. Yes, sir. Folks, better look up the RFIDs. They came in all shapes and sizes. You will be surprised. AJ, let them know, bro. Facts.
So I was going to ask about the RFID chips that are behind the size tags.
Facts.
They're not there just for show.
Facts, bro. Salute to Sam Ray, man. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Listen, guys. Listen, show everybody on this platform love, man. Go ahead and give us all a thumbs up. If you have not done so, give my brother Where Your Kicks 26 that smash up for that subscribe button. Sub up to my brother, Mr. Think Impossible, man. Give my man that thumbs up. My brother Purple Haze channel will be coming. I am your boy Jay Elevate. If you want to, smash that like button, man. Smash the subscribe button for your boy, man.
Word up.
We
Appreciate
over here doing it for the community, for the culture.
that. Yeah, appreciate that.
Facts. So, Perp, what you got, bro?
He's in the build.
Greetings and salutations, one and all.
Ooh,
I bring
Demolition
you
Man.
peace, love, and greetings. Yes, Demolition Man. Good catch. Good catch. Taco Bell's finest.
Ooh.
Yeah. I was just letting you all cook, man. I mean, you all were making some really good points here. Man, those Cherry 11s were something special, man. I think Jay will tell you, man, I was connected to Nike's server directly when they did the shock drop on those. Otherwise than that, I don't think I would have hit on those. But yeah, man, I mean, listen, nothing's going on that hasn't been already going on for the last 10, 15, 20 years, right? The only difference is technology's getting better, like those RFID chips, right? You know, those weren't always there, but those kind of came into play several years ago, and it's kind of changed the game on a lot of things because, you know, a lot of these Chinese warehouses, right, where you're getting a lot of these knockoffs, you can't authenticate that. You ever stop to think to wonder about that? How is it that these same sneakers can be made in the same Nike warehouses over in the 4 main Chinese provinces, right? And they can get the material build right, even better than the originals. They can get the stitching right in a lot of cases if they're good enough, but they can't get that RFID chip down pack. So ask yourself that. Why is it they're able to duplicate almost every other aspect except that? Just something to think about, you know? But it's definitely helping to change the game on how we authenticate. But listen, when we talk about authentication, Nike's even come out and stated that they can't even authenticate their own shoes. So let's start there with that conversation. Let's have that difficult discussion because you have a lot of people out there that pride themselves on authentication, right? And I think Jay's going to cook with something in a second with that. But, you know, there's no way that there's a sure shot authenticator out there. It's just not, especially when Nike can't even authenticate their own product. So what does that leave a lot of space and availability for? People to come in and capitalize on that, right? And definitely I want to make a disclaimer, no shade to my girl, but shimmy, shimmy, ya, right? I think we all, for those that don't know her by that name, the eBay girl.
That's Mr. Thanks girl.
Yeah,
that's my personal authenticator, Perp.
But listen, I know her. I've met her a few times, and I like her. I like her a lot. She's a very impressionable person, but I think she's doing something that most of us would have done. She's taking an opportunity and capitalizing on it, right? And SneakerCon is recognized that, which is why they have her on a whole worldwide tour. She'll be here on November 1st. I'll get a chance to see her again too and have a great conversation with her. But the point being that their businesses built upon sub businesses, and that's a sub business right there in itself. The only truly authenticator when we think about things like this are going to be technology. You know, human eye, human hands, human touch, human smell, human senses are not reliable authenticators. And Jay, I know you got some things to kind of come over the top and piggyback on. I'll let you go ahead and cook.
Well, wait. Before Jay gets to go, can you elaborate a little bit on what those RFID chips are supposed to be used for? Because some people in here may not know that. Like what you can actually track with an RFID chip.
From what I understand, you can track everything from the time it's almost like an AirTag in a sense. From the time those sneakers leave the warehouse in those four main Chinese provinces and the two countrysides in Vietnam, they're tracked, right? It's not a global ID chip like you would think, like a tracker or like an AirTag, like you may think, but they're put into a system. And those systems are systematically updated. So when that sneaker goes from the warehouse to Memphis to a train, from Memphis to California, those things are very closely tracked. So these people that thinking that they're robbing these train cars like they did with the bricks when they first came out or whatever, those things are tracked by the feds, by the federal government. I don't think people realize this. These aren't normal mom and pop local municipality law enforcement agencies. These are federally tracked, and in certain cases, the feds actually do covert coalition mashups with the DEA with some of these sneakers as well, because a lot of them do what? They make them over across the border. They make it across the border. Not make the sneaker, but the sneakers make their way across the border. And guess what? They attach to them bricks of cocaine. So you may get a bump with your 5 next time you go to the store. If you go down to San Diego and Tijuana,
You might get a brick with your brick. No,
you may get a brick. There you go. Bricks on bricks on bricks on bricks.
Brick with your brick.
So I mean that's the high level of how those RFID chips work. But there's also a more there's a sub level to it that I'm not quite sure how it works myself. Nike has Nike. Okay, so real quick, I do want to say this. How it works from Nike's perspective, as far as them being able to track it, right, along with the feds, is they have, and I may be saying too much, but they have a gosh, I'm blanking right now. They have a database, right, that's probably about 15 miles off the coast of California, underwater. So it's probably about 60, 70 feet underwater, right? And so it's a private database that, I mean, only a handful of C-level executives have access to on the developer and operation side. They're able to track these things, but they're also the ones that are performing these patches and updates on it, to keep the software update and abreast, to be able to track these different shipments and those RFID chips. So with that being said, it's only one location in the entire world where Nike's able to track that, and that's off the coast of California, 15 miles off the coast to be specific. The specifics of where it is outside of that, I'm not quite sure. So if anything happens to that database, and this is why I'm telling this whole story, sabotage, whatever the case may be, guess what? You have Nike flying blind. You have the feds flying blind right now. And it's like the wild, wild west. So technology, it's great for evolution, but it's also a huge Achilles heel for us as we move forward. If you don't create certain blockers to, create those backup resolutions, because if not, I mean, shoot, you can go out there and rob a train car. And I don't want to say too much on a lie because I don't want to get flagged here, but you could go out and rob a train car and essentially get away scot-free with murder. There's no way to track it. Almost like they did back in the 80s. When they used to do this, because this has been going on since the 80s.
Oh, wait, hold up. They're looking for you, Perp.
FBI has entered the chat. Yeah.
Perp's good. No face.
So let me say this, right? With these new vehicles, right? Your vehicle is tracked, and if they want to shut down your vehicle at any given time while you're driving on the highway, they can do so. So with that being said, if you guys don't think they can track what purchases you have made, then I'm here to tell you the honest truth. They can. When Purple Haze was talking about the database, I'm going to give you an easy example, right? How do you think all of these cook groups are able to know where sneakers are located at in a Nike store? Because Nike has a database. When they go ahead and they press that beautiful button and they do that scan with that RFID chip with those bars in there, they can tell you the movement. They can tell you where something is at. They can tell you at that same exact time who purchased what at what time. It is all trackable. The question is how far of a rabbit hole they want to go when it comes to tracking down a particular item or items that are assumed to be stolen, right? Goods, for example. Now, when we're talking about right how to and about the authentication part, this is the part I really want to touch on to you guys, because Purple mentioned, how are these kicks, right? For example, how are they being made when Nike shuts down, and how can these people get now? You seeing a lot of uptick in that sometimes the quality is better than the actual shoe itself that comes from these particular sneaker location, these sneaker brands, right? Less quality control issues. But when you're talking about authenticating a shoe, and I've said this, Purple and I had this conversation for so long, bro. And I'm not gonna give out my idea because I need to get paid for this. There's certain things that all these sneaker brands can be doing for different shoes and how to place them and where to place them at to get authenticated. And Purple, tell me if I'm lying. I said if you have a limited sneaker, there should be some type of program where you have a limited sneaker and you can go ahead and send that sneaker in to brand whatever, and they can not only authenticate your kick, but you can absolutely go ahead and get some type of like information that says, hey, your sneaker is 8 out of 10. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I'm really talking about when you can go ahead and get your baseball, your basketball card authenticated in terms of getting it graded. Purple Haze, keep me honest. Okay, something happened to him, right? Correct. Mystic, absolutely correct, bro. So you know what I'm talking about. PSA. Thank you. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Oh no, if you have more to say, go ahead.
So there's things that they can do for certain things in order to like ensure that, hey, this kick can only be authenticated by this particular brand. And I'm gonna tell you, who has a really good tracking mechanism when it comes to authenticating their brand. You got to give it to Louis Vuitton. I know you guys are not gonna like it, but I'm telling you right now, you want to talk about a brand that can authenticate their own stuff perfectly. Look at Louis Vuitton. Gucci's another one, but I'm talking about specifically Louis Vuitton. They have the way they can authenticate their stuff is like no other. And so, to me, when it comes to the sneaker community, I ask that you guys, like, as sneakerheads, like, listen, don't let one situation or these other situations really deter you from being a sneakerhead. This is something that we enjoy outside of like our daily lives of going to work. This is something we enjoy for fun, but don't let it turn off your joy. Right? And again, this is nothing new, y'all. This stuff been going on before sneakers was even like super popular, go crazy over. This stuff been going on forever for all type of products, all items. And I can definitely tell you, we can talk about with booze. It definitely started. We can definitely talk about the booze situation if y'all want to. How and it just progressed to any and everything at this point in time. And that's it.
Yeah. Jay, and also dropped a note in the chat as well to your point. The tracking methods are just they're uncanny, but again, the only way to really circumvent that system at the end of the day is cash. You can't track cash. So when you see a lot of these resellers going to sneaker shows and cashing out, they're not using Zelle. They're not using any electronic form. They're not using cards. They're using cash because it can't be tracked. Simple as that. And if you can't track a transaction via cash, then again, it becomes the wild, wild west, right? Anything goes. You could be moving hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of stolen merchandise, right? With no considerable means in order to trace it or track it. Now, in the event of what's going on with Cool Kicks, it's a lot different. And there are a couple theories, and Jay and I were talking about this earlier, and you may have already touched on it. I apologize if I'm being repetitive here, but you know, they could have popped the reseller that sold Cool Kicks that 500 plus K of merchandise already, right? And then basically shook him down and say, hey, you know, who did you sell this product to, right? At this point, when you look at how the feds rated him, and this isn't something I haven't already not said before, right? We talked about this during the whole Diddy trial, how the feds never come after you randomly or spontaneously. They only come after you once they've built an airtight case or they have a smoking gun, quote unquote. And if this Cool Kicks reseller is like, yeah, you know, he's working with the feds, he's like, he gets caught up in that sting, and all of a sudden they're like, look, give us all your buyers, right? If you want to avoid this jail time. What's he going to do? He's like, yeah, I got you. You know, he's going to give up his whole repertoire. He's going to give up his whole portfolio. Yeah, Cool Kicks just happened to be one of the groups that's popped. I'm pretty sure there are going to be more arrests before the end of this month, right? But I guarantee you, 9 times out of 10, that seller that sold Cool Kicks that 500 plus K of merchandise, they flipped him as an informant already, or he's already behind bars. But he was the first domino to fall in that series, which is why they were so organized when they moved on Cool Kicks at that facility. So just something to think about.
What's interesting too is the one person that wasn't there when this whole thing went down was that dude
Rami
the Icon.
Yeah.
But yeah, he started putting out posts about all this, you know, trying to go around on people's different live streams and try to defend Cool Kicks in the background. I mean, for all we could have been in on the joint. Someone said it in here. It could be an inside job for all we know as far as how this information got out.
Well, here's the thing, right? It's all speculation, right? You know, until it's not, until we actually get hardcore facts, and the investigation has to be completed, and that could take months.
Well, you saw the LAPD report, right?
I did, and I think that was very ambitious, right, of the LAPD to put that out there. But I think they're using that as an opportunity to bring down again more of the people that are associated with this thing, right? You know, and nothing sells, you know, flushes out, you know, criminals that are part of a wide, broad, elaborate net of stolen sneakers than putting it out to the media. Simple as that. Because now it forces people to make some really hard decisions, right? Damn, am I gonna have to go knock on the Fed's door real quick? You know, come to them before they come to me, type scenario, or you know, hey, am I gonna make that hop across the border real quick?
Hey, go ahead, Mr. Thing. You was about to say something.
Yeah, I know this is gonna sound cheesy, but I thought about a quote. Y'all look up this song. It's by 50 Cent. It's called Hustler, right? And he said, when the feds come in the game, loyalty is limited. Hardcore ends start acting feminine. With the feds, you do 85% of your time. If you get 10, you damn near do 9. I just figured I'd share that.
Yeah, I mean, that's accurate.
And there's another word I got for y'all. RICO. Telling you right now, this is a multi-layered operation that has been going on in multiple cities, multiple stores, okay? Because anytime a new release comes out, like we know who's going to have these early pairs all the time to be able to put these out there like that. YouTubers and non-YouTubers alike. And they all involved, bro.
Well, here's the thing, Warrior Kicks. I don't disagree with the RICO aspect of it. However, we'll never see a RICO aspect of it because a lot of these sneakers are coming from Nike directly. A lot of these sneakers are coming direct from the manufacturers,
See,
right? And we saw this put on blast during the Awake New York debacle with the friends and family links. That was just a small example of what Nike does at a larger scale level. So you have people out there that are selling links to very specific people within their circle. Same way now, magnify that times 10. Now you have some of these executives that have relationships with multiple resellers across the city of Los Angeles, across the state of California, and they're pushing these pairs out for pennies on the dime, and they're pocketing every last cent of that.
but that's how that woman got let go from Nike, because her son was doing that reselling and using her corporate account to do it.
Well, that's a different scenario because they were still being paid for. I'm talking about corporate theft.
But okay,
So you can let these sneakers go for a penny on the dollar if you're getting them for free.
I mean, listen, I don't deny that this has been going on. Like, this is something that we know Nike's actually been trying to, from our understanding, crack down on. For example, like the link. Remember, y'all, we were supposed to have the restock of the Brick by Bricks, and they killed that because somebody leaked that link early. The Cook groups got in there, bought up the pairs before the release time, and Nike went through and canceled it all. The other thing I want to pose to you, Perp, is if these pairs are really out there like that, does that not hurt the sales of the partnerships that Nike has with, like, your Foot Lockers, your Finish Lines, your Champs, your DTLRs, your Snipes and stuff like that? Because if there's pairs out there in the street already, that's obviously going to cut down on the amount of customers you're going to have going to your partner stores that have these pairs to sell.
So short answer, no. Nike doesn't give a damn. And here's why. So you have to think, right? Take the four of us, right? And now take the people that are in this chat tonight, right? 0.0000000.001%, okay, of the sneaker ecosphere, right? And these are people like us that really do their due diligence, right? We get out here, we forge relationships, we do our research, we enter the raffles, we do all this stuff, right? We are a small part of the millions of people that buy this product at the end of the day that don't do that. There are people out there that just don't know. They just know they like the sneaker, and they'll go out there. If somebody's charging them $500 for it, they're going to pay $500 for them. If that wasn't the case, then you wouldn't have a lot of these sneaker boutiques in New Orleans and California and Las Vegas, Nevada, that push through millions of tourists every year. And they're selling these sneakers that are only reselling for $250. And Mr. Think touched on this a few months ago. But they're selling them to these tourists for like $500-$600. That money's still being divided up. Nike's still getting their piece of the pie no matter what. That's why they don't give a damn. The money's still flowing in no matter what.
So let me interject really quickly, fellas. Perp, I agree with that. But I would want to say this because where you kicks you and I had a personal convo yesterday, where I said that I feel like the only reason why major brands or all of these brands are going after the situation now is because the money not rolling in the way it used to. And where you kicks, just correct me if I'm wrong. I know you said, but Jay, they're still at a profit, but they're not meeting a marginal profit. But they're still making a profit. Am I wrong about that statement? Your statement?
So there's the So what I said was they're turning in profit, but companies always have a projection of what they feel as though they should bring in based on XYZ factors.
Mhm.
So if they're profitable but not hitting their projections, they see that as failure in a sense.
Yep.
Okay. So with that being said, I know when we talk about the ecosystem, now see, Perp, you talk about the ecosystem. Sneaker resellers chat is a part of the ecosystem. These third-party apps, these stores, they are part of the ecosystem. Why? Because Nike in the background, they're looking to see how much of these kicks are selling for over retail after the release date. So with that being said, Cool Kicks, right? Listen, I'm assuming Cool Kicks is still making a ton of money, right? That's my assumption. Don't know. It's not my bread. I'm not pocket checking. But what I'm saying is they closed down in Vegas. They store closed down in Vegas. If you guys would have watched Rafi Collect's video in Vegas when he went to the MGM studio where Urban Necessities that I did a video for you guys. Urban Necessities store looked very thin. Like they usually are fat with like nothing but pairs going crazy. In the center, they have like all these expensive like $10,000, $15,000 sneakers. All those sneakers were not in that display case in the center. That store was looking skimpy. You hear me? And take away all the issues was going on with Two Kicks, and I don't the J2 Kicks. I don't care about that. But I'm just saying, again, the sneaker game is absolutely on a decline because a lot of these businesses are closing down and they're trying to sell online because they're not making the revenue anymore. The overhead cost to have a building is too much because people not buying a $700 kick that costs them to pick up for $130.
Yeah,
So,
Jay.
huh?
No, I'm saying, yeah, Jay. Let me let you finish though before I add on.
So just with that being said, when I look at these brands doing this, they're doing this because the money's not coming in for them. Before they didn't care. They like, oh, y'all stole a couple pairs. Listen, man, we making so much money. Who cares? But the money ain't coming in like that no more. I'm done.
Yeah, I mean, to your point. So I know Cool Kicks had shut down the Vegas store months ago before this even happened, so that wasn't a factor. Not saying you're saying that, but I'm just letting the chat know. And then the other point is, you made a very good point with the other platforms that are being, utilized out there. A lot of people keep bringing up Whatnot, and Cool Kicks and that aspect of them, and I think they're still suspended on the Whatnot platform as we speak.
Yes.
As well. Thank you.
Real quick, Perp.
Yeah.
I've heard something. I want you to finish, but regarding that, and this is just speculation. I heard that the reason why they were suspended on Whatnot was because they were having like their own people going and kind of setting bids in order to escalate the bidding of a shoe.
Inflate, yeah. So I believe that, and here's why I believe that, Mr. Think. When you think of Whatnot, right? You think of, people are going on there, they're getting great deals. But at the end of the day, they're liquidating everything, right? These massive resellers are on there and they're just trimming the fat and getting rid of all the stuff that they don't want. They don't need. So people are thinking they're getting a great deal, but they're really not at the end of the day. It's just the fact that those resellers don't want the merch and they got to move it fast because they have too many numbers on it, right? So when you really think of what profits, some of the high-end sellers on Whatnot bring in, it's not as much as you think. A lot of them are either breaking even or just coming away with a couple dollars in profit at the end of everything, right? So what do? You stack the deck, right? And then you bring in your people to kind of, inflate the bids and try to squeeze, blood from a turnip. So instead of making $2 on that profit, now guess what? You kind of go in, stack the deck. You may make $7 or $8 off of it, right? And that proves my point, because those resellers aren't getting the profit that people think. They're leaning toward a lot of these unscrupulous tactical ways to try to, stack the deck and pad the numbers. And that's a really good example you just used, Mr. Think, and I believe that Cool Kicks does it, and I know several other resellers on Whatnot that does it. You know, if you're lucky enough to get an authentic sneaker, you know, there are a lot of authentic sneakers on Whatnot. I definitely don't want to take away from those hard, you know, working resellers on there, but some of the big boys are not always as clean as you think. Pause on that big boy comment.
I'll say this too, like, we know for a fact, bro, that you see it happen in other industries, right? Like, for example, the stock market. Who was I talking to about the Boiler Room movie? Was it you, Mr. Think?
Yes, sir.
Have y'all seen the Boiler Room? Have y'all seen Wolf of Wall Street?
Good movies.
Classic.
Like the way that they do stuff. Like when you talk about what they do with the stock market, where they shorten stock, they raise it, they pump it, like they do all this stuff. Like there's ways to manipulate the market. And to be honest with you, a lot of these guys have ways to manipulate, let's just call it us, the consumers, that consume the content, B are in their consuming product, like all that stuff. Like this is the one thing that, especially for the new people in here, and we appreciate y'all being a part of this, man. We try to really put it out there for you guys to be able to see the forest through the trees on a lot of the stuff that's going down. You know, and that's why we try to have some of these conversations out here about paying attention to what's going on, because it's very easy to get caught up in the hype and a lot of stuff. Now, we don't know the full extent as to what they did or did not do. You know, they'll have they'll have the investigation and all that good stuff, but at the end of the day, what they're being investigated for is something that we have had multiple conversations about.
Facts.
We've had it. You guys in the chat have had it. You've seen other people on other platforms have asked these questions. How are they doing it? Where are they getting this from? And then you hear about the train heists. You know, like to me, Jay and Perk, when I saw that the train authority was involved in this, I said, oh, damn. That was the most glaring thing to me with this whole thing going down. Because I'm like, yo, we know about them trains was getting hit. So that means that they didn't just let this go. That means they've been following breadcrumbs and collaborating together with other departments and stuff like that to come. And they found something. They found something. $500,000 worth of stolen goods, bro. And mind you, the statement that came from Cool Kicks was, oh, it's only like $950. Now, granted, the Cool Kicks statement came before what the LAPD and then put out. Cool Kicks said, we don't sell no fakes, and it was only $950 worth of stolen goods.
Well, we saw the pallets, and that didn't look like $950.
Bro, I'm just saying. LAPD came out and said, yeah, it's $500,000 worth of stolen stuff, including 2,100 pairs of Nike shoes and how much apparel.
So where are your kicks? Let me ask you this, and I definitely want you to continue cooking because you're making some very valid points here. What are your thoughts from the outside looking in, like we all are, when you hear them, when I say them, Cool Kicks, get out to try to get out in front of this and do a PR press movement on it, where what they're reporting is so inaccurate compared to what bona fide law enforcement officials, and we're talking about local municipalities, the Los Angeles Police Department, as well as the feds, are reporting. How do you look at it objectively at that point?
Well, obviously they was going to try to do some damage control. We know that, and they've been doing it. And the interesting thing is, I said it earlier, their damage control has been, we don't sell fake sneakers. That's the main thing that they're putting out there is about these fakes, because the fraud department was involved, and the initial report was that it was stolen and fake merchandise.
Yeah, but did you all also put out anytime that you have an X amount? I think it's like is it $1,000 or more of stolen merchandise? The fraud department automatically becomes a part of that investigation.
So
go ahead.
No, we didn't get that granular.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's where I think a lot of the confusion with the whole, all of a sudden they sell fakes kind of aspect came from, because people saw the fraud that fraud division was involved in this investigation, which they automatically have to by default, right? If it's $1,000, if it's $9.99 or $1,000 and up, they are automatically by default attached to it until they can make the determination that, oh wait, there's nothing fraudulent here, and they detach themselves from the investigation.
So, fellas, let me say this too, because it could have been bad news, because when someone gets that first jump off on the news, they're trying to get as many hits, as many likes, as many viewership as they can on all social media platforms. So the assumption probably came out before the investigation report came out from the LAPD department. Was that, hey, they're selling counterfeit goods, blah blah blah. Now coming to find out, we're not talking about counterfeit goods, we're talking about stolen goods. So that's and I don't mean to jump off topic, but this is where part of the problem with social media, because social media is so quick, it's so instantaneous.
Yep.
Things spread like wildfire, and then wildfire, I should say. And then it comes out to say, hey, it ain't fake, it's stolen goods, y'all. And Mr. Think, correct. It is beyond a felony, because $500,000 of stolen items, oh yeah, that is huge, right?
That's federal time.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, chat, that's the problem with social media, because we can't take everything and say, nobody on this whole entire panel is accusing anybody doing anything wrong. What we're saying is that what the reports are stating. I want to be very clear for everybody who on the panel, you guys are watching this. We're not assuming anything. We're just talking about what's literally going on and how people are getting pairs supposedly 3 months, 6 months ahead of time.
So I want to say this, and I'm gonna keep it a bean. It may or may not demonetize us. Okay. When there's people out here saying like, oh, I don't care where the shoes come from, I just care if they're legit. This might be an extreme, but if you buy, here's the thing, bro. If the cops catch you buying, let's just say they catch you with narcotics, right? And maybe it's not enough to be labeled as distribution, but it's enough to where they're like, where are you getting this from? They're going to try to follow that up the chain to see essentially who's the real distributor of this stuff. Like, so in a sense, let's just say somehow they come across, I mean, I don't know how they do it except for the RFID tag. Let's just say they catch you out in the parking lot doing the sale, and somehow it's a bunch of stolen shoes that they've been looking for. Now they got you with stolen property, and they're wondering who you got it from. So what you hold on? You gonna hold on to that? You doing jail time for somebody you probably don't even know? Nah, y'all ain't doing it. You can't tell me you doing it. You can't tell me you gonna do it. You telling them straight up who you bought these shoes from, bro.
Yeah.
Ain't no way.
Yeah.
Because, like, listen, like, what is it? Okay. It says here, like if you get caught buying stolen property, okay, and you knowingly buy it like that, there's some jail time and fines involved.
So,
That's-
where your case? Are you saying knowingly buying stolen property, or are you saying just buying it in general?
Knowingly buying stolen property.
There you go. Yep.
Okay. Knowingly receive stolen property is a crime that involves having possession of or control over. Like, listen, if they catch you with it, it's enough. Like, this is why these guys that robbed the train in Memphis, we was talking about the Cherry 11s. That's why they was trying to come up off them Jones so quick. They was only moving them for like what, $300 or some nonsense like that. They was trying to come up off them pairs fast, because they knew them Jones was hot.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that's why we said, that's why GOAT, StockX, they shut down all sales of that shoe because they didn't know what was moving through the platform. They didn't know if it was part of the stolen shoes or not.
Correct.
And I think some of the shoes that got sent in, they didn't allow them to go on to the buyer. They turned those joints in.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't you do it because you're like, yo, you're not gonna ruin my organization, my company, or we'll buy them from you, but we gonna tell you who we got it from. We can track you. We can track you.
Correct. They know who sent them shoes in, bro.
Correct. They track
because when they give you that label, there's a return address on that label.
Absolutely.
So even if it's a PO box, they're gonna track it to somebody.
Bank account information.
Facts. Because who's the money supposed to be paid out to? They ain't paying you in cash.
Hello.
It's somebody's PayPal or whatever.
Yep.
Somebody's card. And they ain't gonna let you use like them gift cards you can get up out of like Walgreens or whatever either to load money back on. Absolutely not.
Or PayPal, because PayPal can pay you in gift cards as well.
Yeah, they won't let you use a gift card like that, bro. Debit card or a credit card.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, credit card. Actually, they can't even pay money to you through a credit card. They can return money.
Correct.
But they can't pay you to that account.
Correct. So
it's like he's listen, him is like the main culprit, bro. Main culprit.
Hey, the Warrior, you wild, man. You a wild guy.
Yeah, he's not through my channel. He probably through yours or Derek's.
No, he's not, because he ain't got the clip.
Y'all think Cool K CEO? All right, bro. What you mean? You think? Hell yeah, he gonna start talking. Look, take a good look at your boy.
Nothing about him screams built for prison. Trust me.
He ain't built for no prison time, bro.
He's not even built for county. He's dropping dimes, quarters, silver dollars, quarter pounder with cheeses on everybody.
Yep.
Yeah, your boy.
Go ahead.
Take a good look at your boy. Hold on a second. Take a good look at your boy. Take a good look at your boy, bro. You think he built for jail? You think my man built for jail time, bro?
Hey, Jay, you go eat your cornbread.
Hell yeah, motherfucker, I'll eat my goddamn cornbread, motherfucker.
Man, listen. You know, all right.
He looked scared in that photo you just showed.
Man, take a good look at your boy. Take a good look at your boy.
Johnny said he ain't built for juvenile detention.
Look how he trying a little hard. Bro, you ain't built for no jail time, bro. You ain't built for that. You ain't built for none of that.
So he gonna sing like a bird.
Absolutely.
Like
Fantasia in the 90s.
But listen, to be honest with you, all jokes aside, that's the right thing for him to do, because the last thing you don't want to deal with no Fed. Listen, you don't want to deal with no Fed time, bro. He don't want to deal with none of the federal time, federal investigations, federal court. Like he don't want to deal with none of that.
And listen, I thought that was a very good question, but at the end of the day, too, like you talking about someone who made millions of dollars off selling sneakers. When we talked about not too long ago about him like doing a public service announcement, don't think he doesn't have a PA people behind him. Don't think he didn't already have lawyers protecting him. Trust me. So when we talk about someone like of this type of status, like he didn't come out and made a statement just on his own. Trust me, he already had people writing the script up. He already had. I'm telling you, this. Listen, this guy's not just a millionaire by luck, chat. He just not. Right, Silky Johnson, and my boy Silky.
What up, Silk?
You know what I'm saying? So listen, chat. I agree.
That is diabolical. That is diabolical in nature, sir.
Hey, yeah. Yo, you know that dude that they portrayed in Boondocks, right? The Booty Bandit. Y'all know
Yeah.
what I'm talking about.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Bro, somebody steady be interviewing this dude, bro. So I see the clips pop up on my Reels feed every so often. And I'm telling you right now, if you needed reasons to stay out of jail, just listen to that man for a few minutes about how they be coming after old boys, bro. Keep yourself on the straight and narrow. Keep yourself on the straight and narrow.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah. And chat, let's just say he had no clue what was going on. Let's just say someone, I'm making up something, right? I'm just making up something, right? Let's just say he was never there to like purchase these items, but you know, he has a manager of a shop who goes out and make like bulk purchases who knew and he didn't know, but now so there's so many things that we just don't know. There's so many left and right turns we just don't know, and maybe he's fully innocent and he just got caught up in something. They're gonna work it out and say, hey, well, who really provided you with this information? Did you really know? We don't know. But at the end of the day, you're absolutely correct. He is not gonna go. If he was involved, he's gonna definitely give up everybody. Right? This dude is a millionaire. He's not gonna sit there in 10, 15 years and just sit and rot for 10, 15 years, bro. He's not. That's not gonna happen.
Exactly. Because here's the thing. Let's just say this whole thing cooks him as far as sneakers are concerned. If he goes to federal prison for buying stolen merchandise, and let's just say like he's involved in this deeper than him just making the purchase of it, right? It's going to make it hard for him to make any other business down the line, and people will be like, where are you getting this from? How'd you come across this merchandise to be able to sell? And listen, we focus on the sneaker thing. Jay, did we not talk about that lady in North Jersey who got caught making her own fake Chanel and all this other stuff and selling it? And she was selling it in the store for years, bro. She was making like some Italian lady in North Jersey had a store. People have been buying for her forever. And they did an investigation in there and found out like most of the merchandise she had was all fake stuff that a lot of times she made herself.
It's quite impressive.
That's right. He's responsible because it's his business. Facts.
Yep. Hey, check out Johnny too, man. Shout out to my brother, man, Bobby, man.
He about to be the best. He about to be the best.
Take that. Oh my God.
But it's like, why wouldn't he? Why would he not say anything? You got to tell them who you bought it from.
Yep. 9 times out of 10, chat, they already know. If he truly knows, right? they 9 times out of 10 they already know who it came from.
Yo, Rob T, that was hilarious. Sham's gonna change his last name to Friedman like Foot Locker Ann.
Oh,
He
damn.
did do that, and she flew under the radar,
She
believe
did.
it or not, for a few months.
Somebody recognized it though.
Yeah, but you know, they've been doing that for decades. Like JP Morgan, when he screwed over Tesla, Nikolai Tesla, and he had all that backlash. He was getting ready to open up all these businesses outside of the banking industry. What'd he do? He put them all in Benjamin Franklin's name. It didn't stop anything. But he was smart enough to know that. And so he moved around it. I mean, and this will be no different from this guy.
Hey, what up, Bobby? Let's go, bro. Sig 310 in the build.
Sig 310 in the building.
Oh my God, Bobby Ferguson. Yeah, Brody. Hey, listen, chat. We just want to make sure like we giving you guys the best information we can. And I'm telling you right now, man, like you guys mean a lot to us, and we just trying to make sure like we keep the fun in when it comes to like the sneaker game. We do.
Hold up. So here we go, right?
I got you, Bobby. I'm about to hit you up on IG.
Here we go again, right? I'm trying to. So what did it say? Friend of Cool Kicks. I know it's hard for y'all to see. Friend of Cool Kicks and YouTube personality Kais Omar stood up for Shams and the team on October 7th. Upload, stamping the sentiment that the raid was sparked by widespread problems with cargo theft deriving from train robberies, and that the issue with Cool Kicks was never about fakes. Like they so focused on, oh, it wasn't fake sneakers, and it's like they're glazing over the fact that y'all was selling stolen shit. Like what are y'all missing here? Our shit was legit. It was just hot. We was overcharging y'all for hot ass items that are sitting in Foot Locker right now.
I still didn't get my cave stones. I'm a little salty.
Bro, you want some cave stones?
That was sarcasm.
But like they so focused on this fake part, like, wait a minute, y'all selling stolen stuff. So intentionally buying counterfeit, like, and it says it right under it. Intentionally buying counterfeit goods to sell them, though, that's okay. Like, really, like that's it's wild to me, bro.
I hit you up, brother. I hit you up, Bobby.
He says all jokes and laughs now, but he's gonna be back on the street soon doing the same thing, just moving smart. 100%.
Yep.
100%.
Shout out to Las, man. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. We appreciate everybody in the build, man.
Like a lot of this y'all gotta follow the money.
Yep.
Follow the money.
That's true. Follow the money.
Who's benefiting off all this?
Yep. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say. Let's just say it is somebody, or let's just say it's a group that's constantly stealing and selling them to these different resale shops, bro. It's like some Pablo Escobar type nonsense, bro. They create all the stuff and then they go around and they push it to their distributors and they're the ones selling it afterwards.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this again to you guys, man. Like, listen, man. Don't let these situations deter you. This is why we are here. We're here with our own community here together, doing checks and balances for each other and just doing temperature checks for everybody. So at the end of the day, like I said, y'all, like when y'all come over here, we support y'all. Y'all support us. It's a rolling vault, man, and we're gonna keep the ball rolling. We're gonna keep the ball rolling. And so y'all want the good times, y'all want the good information, y'all want the fun sneaker reviews, y'all want the fun lives. Listen, man, y'all here in the right place, man. Give my brother Where Your Kicks 26 a thumbs up, man. My brother Purple Haze has been on a tear lately. He gonna tell y'all what that tear is when he's ready. And for me, man, like give your boy a thumbs up if you have not done so. Sub up, man. Like we here for it. Free entertainment. Let's laugh. Let's learn. Let's grow together.
Y'all see what I got up here on the screen? Notable recent raids and incidents. So the latest one is Cool Kicks, right? Then there was the Panda Buy China and a global crackdown of counterfeit goods, right? Then we had the Torrance Warehouse, Los Angeles, June 2023. LAPD recovered $7 million worth of stolen Nike sneakers. Train heist, California and Arizona. Organized theft rings have repeatedly targeted freight trains carrying Nike cargo, making off with millions of dollars in rare shoes. Retail theft rings, Los Angeles. Law enforcement dismantled a retail crime ring that had stolen $750 in merchandise from a single Nike store over the course of a year. Like, and here's the thing, Jay. I know you said the other brands, but the brands that seems to be getting targeted the most is Nike.
So
the every time something go down, it's Nike merchandise. Sometimes you'll get Louis Vuitton, sometimes you'll get Chanel, sometimes you'll get some of these Italian designers, but it's usually always Nike shit getting stolen, bro.
So you know Where Your Kicks, why I just don't want to keep, for me personally, why I'm just not saying Nike is because all brands are experiencing theft. All brands are experiencing an uptick in theft. Yes, Nike is probably more susceptible, right? Or Nike is perceived to be a lot more perceptible for thefts because of the name. And so, sometimes with social media, it's kind of easier to throw it out there opposed to saying, well, someone stole some Asics. Nah, I mean, that's really not a big deal. You know what I'm saying? So, but to your point, no debate, bro. No debate at all. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's just Nike who's assisting with these crackdowns. I believe it's all brands. And one reason why we can say Louis Vuitton is not like out there nearly as much, or necessarily Gucci. Why? Because they got these like 300-pound bodyguards in every damn store.
Well, I mean, that's directly from the store, but they probably hit cargo containers and all that.
You know what I'm saying? So some of these luxury brands, they kind of got their stuff on lock a little bit tighter than, I would say mid-grade brands or more generalized brands.
You see what your boy Bobby said?
Yeah.
Damn, Bobby. Hey, real quick. They on the way. Bobby, they on the way.
Hey, we got to make King a mod. He wanna be a mod. Absolutely, King.
Yeah, we can definitely do that for you. We can make you
sure. Absolutely, Brody. Kmart was selling Aces before they shut down.
That's true.
Shout out to Jason, man.
That's true. What do you say, King? If you're enjoying the content, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the amazing channels. Mr. Think, to elevate Where Your Kicks, and One Pair. Facts. Speaking of One Pair, appreciate that little plug right there.
Yes,
for those
sir,
of y'all who aren't there yet, go ahead and use that QR code you see up here in the corner.
Yep.
On the One Pair at a Time podcast channel, man.
Facts.
Hey,
Bobby, I agree with you, bro. Louis Vuitton, Gucci, they cost too much. But I do want to say this, chat. You know why Louis Vuitton and Gucci cost so much? Takeaway because of the name, the popularity. So, see, back then, you can buy some Gucci shoes or some Louis Vuitton shoes, and your shoes were guaranteed to get cleaned inside the store. They would take them, and if they couldn't clean them and fix the shoe, they would take them all the way back to the product for the store, and they would bring it back. They had a lifelong guarantee. So when it comes to besides just the exclusivity, Bobby, it was also because of like they saying, hey, your product will last you a lifetime. We'll clean the sneakers. Now they're not doing that no more. Louis Vuitton and Gucci, they stopped that. You can even go in there and give them a belt, and they would like literally service your belt, that $800 to that $1,500 belt. They stopped doing those things. Kind of like if y'all remember Eddie Bauer. Y'all remember how Eddie Bauer book bags used to be so popular, and it was like lifetime warranty, and then everybody started like bringing back book bags, tearing them up on purpose to get a new book bag every year. So Eddie Bauer pretty much flipped, and then that's why you don't see Eddie Bauer book bags like that no more. So it's you guys got to remember what the brands used to be. Now it's not like that anymore, but the price point stayed the same because of how they built their name. But yes, it is exclusivity. Absolutely correct, Bobby. Facts, bro. Same with same with the Doc Martin. Yep. The Doc Martin. That's facts.
Mhm.
That's facts, bro. Preach.
True.
Preach.
My man said, I'll do something strange for a pair of sneakers. No Diddy.
Oh.
Well, the other thing too is, Jay, right? I think in order for an item, for example, to say like it's made in Italy, because remember that controversy that came down from that one manufacturer? They said it cost like $50 to make the purse, but they sold it for $3,200. Remember that? Like, because it came out in a court document.
Correct.
About how much it actually cost to make the purse versus what they were selling them for.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's always been the argument with Nike is that, oh, it cost you $10 to make the shoe, yet you selling them for $200.
Mm-hmm.
Like, true, but look what these other brands are doing. Y'all ain't coming after them like that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but it seems to always be a target on the back of sneakers, bro. Always seems to be a target on the back of sneakers. And notice it's a male-dominated item versus female-dominated items. For example, purses, bags, purses, women's high heels, you know what I'm saying? Earring, like, those kind of items, like, women are buying all the time. Like in New York City, bro. In New York City right now, for a fact, there's places you can go in NYC where they'll take you downstairs in the basement, and it's all these counterfeit items. And the crazy part is, bro, is the amount of people that make crazy money in New York City to actually buy that stuff knowingly. Who was it? Chad Ochocinco said he didn't buy none of his crap was legit.
It was clear.
The fake stuff.
Yeah. He said, "Who cares? Nobody knew it. I was rich. Who cares?"
Exactly. Who's going to question a rich person as to whether or not what they have is real or fake? Yep. And then the funny thing is when they tell you it's fake, you still don't even look at them cross-eyed. You just like, oh, that's smart. But when a regular person buy fake, they're like, oh, well, you trying to look rich, like you ain't got it like that. Like the psychology is just crazy, bro.
It's because where your kicks, people idolize people of status.
Correct.
So when someone of a status does something right that isn't deemed to be okay for normal people, when they do it, then such and such did it, then why can't I?
That's like when Ben Affleck was wearing them Travis Scott High Chicago colorways, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Remember that when he was advertising the movie Air?
Yeah.
See, when somebody rich wearing the shoe like that, what we call they're gonna be customs. You and I wearing them Jones is fakes.
Mm-hmm.
Them Jones is fake. They ain't make them. But Ben Affleck got them with a custom. It's different. Oh, thank you. That reminds me, right? That brings me to my next point. So you know who Vic Almighty is, right? The
No.
dude for Restricted, bro.
Oh
can't
yes. I'm thinking you're talking about somebody. Yes,
nah,
absolutely.
the dude from Rejuvenator who be doing all the mashups.
Yeah, I
Hold
know.
on a second. Hold on a second. I'm about to put something down here right now. Doesn't Nike take their own shoes and mash them up together and make like the 6 rings, making like the what was it, the 312 legacies, the
Yep.
bro? How is it Vic Almighty essentially doing the same thing Nike doing, but we looking at what Vic Almighty does and go, oh damn, that's hot. Nike doing, we calling them joints the Mexican joints.
So,
Is there any difference, Jay? Is there any? And I'm gonna let you rock with it.
I'm gonna say this: there's a difference, bro. There's a difference when people see a mesh up of something they like, and they see a mesh up of things they don't like. But also, I'm not saying every custom is dope, right? I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is like when you see somebody physically take apart multiple kicks and then they re-put them together, and then just to show you like how something would look, you know, I think it's different when people can appreciate the artistry of how it came about, opposed to something just being a finished product. If that kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, I get it. I'm just saying, he doing the same thing Nike doing in terms of swapping midsoles and swapping pieces of this shoe onto that shoe and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So how is that dope? But when Nike does it, now all of a sudden it's whack. Nah, we ain't gonna wear them. My man swapped the soles of the 5 Red 4s and the 5 Red 5s, right? He swapped the soles on them and swapped some of the materials on them joints. So the 5 Red 4s had the 5 Red 5 midsoles on them and vice versa. And people were eating it up like, oh, I love it. But if Nike put that joint out there to sell, I'm telling you right now, they'd be like, what the hell is that? Guarantee, and you know it, bro. Guaranteed Nike did it. What the hell is that?
What was that song? What the helly? What the helly?
Vic Almighty do it? Oh, bro, why can't Nike give us this? I'm telling you right now. Nike thinks of it first. I'm telling you right now, that shit is trash.
Bro, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I'm thinking you was talking about somebody else. I was like, wait a minute, hold up. I don't think he's talking about who I think he's talking about. Then I was like, yeah, I know you're talking about.
What's Rejuvenator dude?
No. I know who he is, but I don't know why in my brain I'm thinking you're talking about someone. I was like, wait a minute, what? Hold up, what? I just didn't expect that. That's all. But dude, he's one hell of a sneaker cleaner, and he's one hell of a sneaker restorator. Shout out to Rejuvenator, man. Shout out to Rejuvenator.
That is.
I want to answer something. King, I've never been to Cool Kicks before. I've never been, but we'll see what happens with this whole entire situation. But I mean, it would have been cool to like get that experience, but I've never been. As of right now, I don't think for me I would try to get that experience as of right now.
Here go a prime example. What shoes do you see?
Mm-hmm.
I see an Air Force One and a Jordan 4 mashup.
I agree with you.
A Vic Almighty special.
Hey, don't forget about that. Don't forget about that beautiful check right there.
But would you cop it? Would you cop, Jay?
No.
Okay.
No, not for me.
See, but again, right? Yeah, he does crazy customs. But them joints to me ain't no different than when Nike taking their own shoes and mashing them joints up.
Yep.
Like the what's the other one they put out there? Oh, remember the Jordan 2 3s? They took a Jordan 2 low and they put a Jordan 3 midsole.
Yep, I remember that.
That ain't no different than what my man doing.
Mm-hmm. No, King. He be doing shorts, and he'll like just say, "Hey, I'm gonna put these two different kicks together." Then he'll just like start doing it, bro.
Yeah,
he'll just start creating.
Yeah,
He just starts
That's
creating, bro.
correct. That's what he'll do. He'll just mash pairs up.
Hey, King Funny, he said, these guys won't wear fake sneakers or knockoff clothes, but they're all over a girl with a fake body.
Oh,
Make it
man,
make
let me tell y'all something right now. I can't stand to look at a BBL, bro. When the first off, the way the booty look, that joint point out like it's round, but it points out. And then a lot of times their thighs are so skinny, it looks like a P. Looks like the letter P, bro. That joint don't look right. You gotta have proper thigh hip to booty ratio for that joint to look right.
So I guess you're more looking for Zion Williams' ex girl. You're looking for
I
something
don't
more.
even know. I don't even know what she looked like. I didn't look into her. I didn't look into her. I did not. Oh,
Chad, this is I'm dead. I'm dead.
I'm just saying though. Like
King laughing.
I'm just saying. You know, listen, and here's the thing. Out here in South Florida, that joint is all over the place.
I mean, in South Florida, bro, it ain't nothing but swellies. It's nothing
It's
but swellies.
all over the place. I can't stand it.
Just like Atlanta, bro. Atlanta's walking mules, right? Atlanta's nothing but walking mules, bro. Like
I can't. You know.
I'm just keeping it being. Bobby said never back in the early 2000s, he talking about 07, 09, the Jordan Fusion was the best of both worlds, and the Air Force Ones and the Jordans. Yep, the Fusion line. Yep, absolutely, man.
Nope. Like here. There they go.
Mm-hmm.
Look, here go the Jordan 5 with the Jordan 4 midsole.
Mm-hmm.
Here go the Jordan 4 with the Jordan 5, and he swapped the tongues on them joints too.
Yep.
If y'all can, if I'm getting it close enough for y'all to see that.
Yep, I can see it perfect. Yeah.
You know. See, look, a lot of y'all like give me. Okay, but if Nike put this out, y'all calling them joints the Mexican joints, they ain't gonna touch them. I mean, look, I ain't gonna lie. Them joints do look clean though.
And that's what Bobby said. That's what Bobby said.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. It look good. It does look good. It does. You know?
Silky Johnson said, "Nope" for him.
You know.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
But
man.
again, listen. I'm just creating conversation. You know what I'm saying? But essentially, it is. Essentially, it is the same thing. It is. We know it is.
No, yeah. I mean, you preaching. You know what I'm saying? For real.
So,
yeah.
And while we're at it, for those y'all up on here, make sure you picking up. You need some of this.
Mm-hmm.
You need some of this mink oil he's spraying on here.
Mm-hmm.
You need some of this shoe cleaner and stuff on here, man. Clean out their shoes, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You need some of this. Use them promo codes we be putting out there for y'all.
Yep.
Give yourself some money. Clean your shoes.
Yes, sir. Clean them things. You got anything else for the chat where your kicks?
Man, listen, we just gonna have to. Well, first off, we appreciate each and every one of y'all being up in here, man. That's first and foremost.
Yeah.
You know, this don't rock without you guys. We appreciate each and every one of y'all being up in here. That being said, we're gonna continue to keep our ear to the streets, and when we get more information, we'll bring it to you guys and look to have the discussion and want to hear your thoughts on the matter. You know what I'm saying? Because it's these things that happen out here, they're made to be discussed. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate you guys being tapped in once again, and make sure you are subbed up. One Pair at a Time podcast Saturdays, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Standard Time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Bobby, so no, mink oil is not it doesn't help like protect against the stains and stuff like that. It definitely brings back the luster of your kick. But if you're talking about for rejuvenated, we have the stain and water repellent, which protects you against getting stains, water beats off the kick, everything like that, Bobby. Jason said, "Is Nike not giving no more airships? Airships are done." Hey, Jason, airships are done, and unfortunately, bro, I have to agree with Nike for discontinuing the airships because the sneaker community was not responding to those beautiful airships, bro.
They ain't know what to do with them. They
I
ain't know what to do with them joints.
love airships, bro, and I don't understand how people could be a Jordan 1 fan, but they did not like the airships. I just it doesn't make sense to me. But it's all love.
Love me some airships, bro.
Hey, Rob T, you see what Rob T put in the build? I got you, Bobby. Yep, it is, Bobby. It's called Rejuvenator, bro. I got you, Bobby.
Hold up, we got. Here we go. Let me take down this comment real quick. Got the QR code up here, top left corner, y'all. I'll take you to Rejuvenator. Need an airship low in bread or Chicago colors. They don't make airship lows, unfortunately. I know they was talking about making airship lows. They was talking about that for a minute.
Yep.
They was talking about making airship lows. Hey, that's the other thing. You know what a lot of people don't realize Rejuvenator make, Jay? A lot of people don't realize Rejuvenator. See this bottle right here?
Yep.
This white bottle?
Yellowing.
That is for the yellowing.
Correct.
That is for the yellowing here. Now,
Correct.
as far as the yellowing is concerned, when you put that chemical on the translucent parts of the shoe,
Mm-hmm.
you got to do one of two things, chat. You either have access to a UV light box to
Correct.
put them in, or you got to sit them joints outside in direct sunlight.
Correct.
Okay?
Correct.
So you put the chemical on, you put the saran wrap,
Correct.
you know what I'm saying? And then you set them joints outside, or if you have the box. Now, the box will run you over $150.
Mm-hmm.
Not unless you savvy enough to put one together yourself.
Which you can. You can
You
save
can.
yourself a lot of money by like doing one yourself.
Yeah.
I will say this though, get you guys like one of those small little paintbrush, because you don't want to be sloppy with the anti-yellowing solution. You want to like definitely put it on the bottom and the sides, but you want to definitely make sure like you get an even coat around the whole entire. Some of it can go for a midsole depending upon how that translucent goes up to this kick, but that's why I said it's very important. Make sure you get a small little brush so you can make sure you get every little crevice so you can ensure that yellowing comes off as quickly as possible. And sometimes you may have to do 2 and 3 different sessions in order for it to really lighten up, depending upon how yellow that sneaker is.
Correct. And if you need some help, guess what? Rejuvenator has a YouTube video. You can go on there, watch Vic Almighty himself.
Yeah.
You know, restore back some translucent soles from the yellowing and all that good stuff. You know, it's good info out there for y'all to do it.
Yep.
The box at Amazon is nice. It takes forever to get the best results.
Sometimes it be like that. It be like that sometimes, Jason.
Patience is a virtue.
Yeah.
Patience is a virtue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Chat, listen, man. It's on the East Coast right here. It's almost 11 o'clock. I know y'all tired. And I just got to say, I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate all y'all, man, for rocking with us, man. Like, let's just keep continuing having fun together, man. Like, I'm definitely going to catch y'all next time, man. I'm definitely going to catch y'all next time. I love y'all, man.
Facts. We love you guys. Appreciate you. Jay? Peace out, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Catch you next time. Bye.